I keep harping on about actors needing to take on more creative stance in their industry and creating their own content. And yes, there are many pitfalls when it comes to being creative in any industry. And if we can be aware of the signposts out there, they can guide us and teach us how to go about being more efficient and smart when it comes to being creative, then we're in a better position to be so. And Pixar can be that guide. With its recent blockbuster release of Inside Out 2, Pixar has stood the test of time, which proves their animation prowess. But what's the secret behind their success, and how can actors utilize some of that source to exercise their creative muscle to go out there and create content which they can also act in? For those who don't know, Pixar is an animation studio owned by Disney and has so far produced 28 feature films, starting with Toy Story back in 1995, which was the first fully computer animated feature film, to its most recent release, Inside Out 2, showing in a cinema near you. Ed Catmull, who is now retired, co-founded the company back in the 80s and released this book, Creativity Inc., which dispels the myth of what is required to make creativity flourish and the secret recipe to making creatives stick together in synchronicity and harmony. Pixar's belief is that unhindered communication is key no matter what your position. Ed Catmull made a policy of trying to hire people who are smarter than him. The obvious payoff is that these people innovate, excel, and generally make the company, and by extension makes a person, look good. Actors must do the same. The creative process is a collaborative one and therefore requires one to reach out and connect with other creatives in their industry and find the ones who not only resonate with them but can also bring their expertise to the table. Pixar learned to trust their own storytelling instincts. They are blessed with a remarkable group of employees who value change, risk, and the unknown, and who want to rethink how to create. The first principle of Pixar is story is king. They dare to attempt stories, different stories that they don't get right on the first pass. And this is as it should be, since creativity has to start somewhere, and they are believers in the power of bracing candid feedback and the iterative process, reworking again and again until a flawed story finds its through line or hollow character finds its soul. The other principle Pixar has is trusting the process. Since it is very different from other movie studios, they feel Pixar is a place that gives artists running room, that gives directors control, that trusts its people to solve problems. It's important from the outset to getting the team right instead of getting the ideas right. The way people interact with one another is the real key. In creative collaboration, the right chemistry between people trumps the initial idea itself. As an actor seeking collaborators, whether writers, directors or producers, it becomes an essential step. Finding those who spark connection, share similar vision, and foster open communication is key. Together one can build upon that foundation and bring truly impactful projects to life. To this day, Pixar keeps adjusting and fiddling with the model, but the underlying goal remains the same: find, develop and support good people, and they in turn will find, develop and own good ideas. Another big factor for Pixar lasting this long is thanks to their brain trust. A meeting, a gathering that its primary delivery system is straight talk. It's putting smart, passionate people in a room together and charging them with identifying and solving problems and encouraging them to be candid with one another. Creatives who would feel obligated to be honest somehow feel freer when asked for their candor. They have a choice whether to give it, and when they do give it, it tends to be genuine. Creatives and actors must be ready to hear the truth. Candor is only valuable if the person on the receiving end is open to it and willing, if necessary, to let go of things that don't work. A lively debate in brain trust meetings is not being waged in the hopes of any one person winning the day. If there is an argument, it seeks only to excavate the truth. There's a difference between criticism and constructive criticism. With the latter, one is constructing at the same time that one is criticizing. One is building as one is breaking down, making new pieces to work with out of the stuff that that person just ripped apart. That's an art form in itself, but it does take a while for any group to develop the level of trust necessary to be truly candid, to express reservations and criticisms without fear of reprisal, and to learn the language of good notes. Qualifications for creating a brain trust group would be A, the people one chooses must make you think smarter, and B, put lots of solutions on the table in a short amount of time. The brain trust sets the tone for everything they do. In many ways, it's no different than any other group of creatives out there. Within it, one will find humility and ego, openness and generosity, but its most essential element is candor. Without it, there can be no trust, and without trust, creative collaboration is not possible. Ed Catmull's vision from the very beginning has been to build a culture at Pixar that transcends its leaders, empowering individuals to take the reins, adapt to change, and remain true to their values, all in pursuit of creating transformative animation, one story at a time. And there's no reason why actors can't do the exact same with their own creations. That's the Pixar method.